Welcome everyone for joining us at our first virtual info session specifically for Benson Village, located in downtown Benson. I'm Arielle and Nicole's here as well. We are the two on-sites, if you're not familiar with us, we're the two on-site agents with True Homes assigned to this neighborhood. So today the idea is that we're just going to go through general information about the neighborhood, general information about True Homes as well. Feel free, I've got the chat window up. If you have any questions or anything, just throw them in there as we go along. We are recording this as well, so we'll be putting this on YouTube in case you need to catch us at another time. That's totally fine. And we probably will be doing a few more of these throughout the life of the neighborhood, just to keep you updated on everything that's been going on. So we'll go ahead and get started.
Awesome. Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit about True Homes. We're going to talk about Benson specifically, a little bit about market data, the Benson Village community, and then how to get started for yourself, your clients, anybody who's interested in this community and these homes.
Okay, so first of all, we're going to talk about True Homes just in general.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the different ways that you can buy a home with True Homes. So there's two ways to buy a home with True Homes. You can either buy a client build, where you get to customize, you get to pick the home site, you get to pick which floor plan we offer that you would like to purchase, the front exterior, your structural options, and you get to go to a full-blown design studio with over 5,000 square feet and sit down with an interior designer who is not commissioned. They are salaried, so it is not their job to upsell anything. They're literally just there to help you build your home. Or if you need a quicker move-in, or you just don't like making all those selections, we have what we call showcase. Some places call them inventory homes or spec homes or quick move-in homes. And that's where we have picked out everything and we have priced it according to the market and according to what we have in those homes. So this is an example of some of the showcase homes that we have available right now.
Awesome. And these will continue to update as well. This is a quick video. It's only about a minute or so, just giving you an idea of True Homes if you're not familiar with us.
And guys, if for some reason you don't get the audio through, we got.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the audio is working.
I'm going to use this. So one of the things it's talking about is the personalization, how important that is. Our founders really have always taken that, and it's a semi-custom approach, which means that we get the production value, but you also get options and choices. So this is some of your bigger brand name builders, and they're really, really focused on the bottom line. And we kind of turn that upside down and we go from all about sales to all about you. So it's the joy of personalization with personal passion. And this is our team. We like to get together once a quarter and all celebrate together. We are Carolina-based, North and South Carolina, and we are voted the best place to work in Charlotte and nationally. And we really think that that passion comes through with our clients, with the build quality, with the experience that you have with us, and just how you live in the home. We think about that. We are recognized by Pro Builder Magazine for a National Housing Quality Award in gold, in the highest score they had given out. And then the next year they came back and they made us the National Builder of the Year, which is a really big deal for us because we are a regional builder and we beat out all the nationals for Builder of the Year award that year. So again, personalization, because everybody lives in their home differently. And so we have multiple different lifestyle plans. And it looks like it paused because I let somebody in. So everybody lives in their home differently. So we have different lifestyle plans. We design the homes to flow differently with over 200 different floor plans to choose from with True Homes. For example, we'll talk about this a little bit later. There are quite a few different variations and floor plans in Benson Village that we have available. So it makes the home uniquely yours. And again, I was talking to you about the design studio experience. This is an example of one of our beautiful design studios and all the options that you can see on display there. So you can really touch and feel the different things that you could put in your home. Even if you're not spending $1 over what's included, you get to go to Design Studio and you have options within the included features. So personalization is a really big deal here. And it's all about you and it's all about how you feel. So this is something that we take very seriously. So that's a lot about who we are as a company.
And one of the best things that I tell our clients about doing a client build is that you have total control over what the home is going to look like, as well as the total purchase price. You get to decide, do I want to spend $3,600 on a fireplace? Or do I want to use that towards my exterior? Or do I want to save that money and come in under budget? You have all of those choices that you get to make. But even with our quick move-in homes, all of them are designed to be unique as well. So even if you are picking from one of the quick move-in homes that we have, our design studio has taken the time to put together those selections. So it will still be unique. It's not like, oh, you want a Devon? I've got 3 Devons and they all look the same, but maybe just the cabinet color changes. That's not how we do things here.
Yep, very unique and one of a kind. So let's see here. All right, so this is a really good example. So Arielle, do you want to walk them through the different lifestyles?
Sure. So we talk about being a semi-custom builder. One of the first things that we like to emphasize is not only the huge variety of floor plans that we offer, especially in Benson Village. We have a lot of floor plans to choose from, but inside of some of those floor plans, we even have different lifestyles. So the Jasper, for instance, is a great example. And if you've been to some of our model homes before, you might have even seen a Jasper plan. But the Jasper can be done several different ways on the first floor, in addition to the 4 that you see here, as well as multiple different ways on the second floor. So let's just say your client's like, hey, I want, around 2,400 square feet. I want to be right around that price point. Okay, great. With other builders, they're going to be like, oh, you want to be at 2,300 square feet? Here's the one plan I have for you. Oh, you want to be at this price point? Here's the one plan I have for you. Whereas we could say, okay, the Jasper sounds like it would be a great fit, but do you want to study at the front? Do you want a formal dining room? Do you want a butler's pantry? Do you want your great room in the front versus the great room in the back? All of these decisions they get to make while still being in around the same square footage and around the same base price. So
yep.
This gives you a good overview of the different lifestyles that we offer. The one on the far left is going to be our open variation, and then on the far right is going to be traditional, and then everything in the middle. So our open plans are going to be the most open. You're going to designate your spaces based more on furniture than on walls. And as you move to the right, there's going to be more walls and more designation, but all of them are going to still feel very open. So like I said, the open lifestyle is great for somebody who wants to walk in, be able to see pretty much their whole home from the front door. You're going to have a really big great room right at the front, and then your dining and kitchen. And then in the Jasper off to the back, you're going to have a flex room. And so you have the option of just keeping this as just an open space or adding doors. We can make this a first floor bedroom and full bath. We can make it a study, anything that you need that extra space for, maybe a sitting room, maybe a bar area, maybe an office, we can accommodate with that space. Moving to the right is our contemporary. This is our newest, but easily our most popular variation right now because it just offers so much. When you first walk in, you're going to have the study right there in the front, the dining room in the center, and then the kitchen is going to be absolutely massive, and it's open to both the dining and the great room spaces. So this is perfect for anyone who likes to entertain, likes to have people over, likes to have designated spaces, but still have a very open flow. This is also where you're going to get some of the biggest islands. The next one over is the transitional. This is great for somebody who likes a little bit more of a traditional feel. They like having the dining room in the front and then having a breakfast nook at the back. In this Jasper layout, you also get a butler's pantry area with a walk-in pantry. And then your kitchen and nook are open to the great room area at the back. And then lastly, the traditional, this is our most designated spaces, and it's great for somebody who wants a little bit more formal spaces and a study. So when you walk in, you're going to have the study at the front, the dining room in the center there, a butler's pantry moving.
Hey guys, we're going to go ahead and mute you.
There we go. And the kitchen And then that's open to the great room. So again, all of these variations can be available to somebody based on what is important to them. You know, there are some people who still like a formal dining room, but there's a lot of people who want a first floor study, or they want maybe a different kind of space at the back, maybe a kid's playroom or something like that. So it's great to be able to have options even within the same square footage and base price.
Yeah, and a lot of times when we're going through this with clients, one of the things we'll start with is the lifestyles, and we'll talk to them about the different flows. We'll find out what suits them, and then what we'll do is we'll actually bring up multiple different options that they may have available to them in that particular lifestyle with different size ranges and different option budgets, whether they want more space or whether they'd like to spend more money on some of this stuff. So we give them options. That's one of the things that is a recurring theme here is options. All righty. Okay, so this is going to be some of our geographical locations that we currently have. And you guys, we are coming up with a bunch of new communities. So over the next couple of years, we are almost doubling our business in the Triangle area. You will see that True Homes focuses on affordable homes. We want to be able to bring affordable options to the market. And so typically, if you're looking for single family homes, that means we have to go further and further away from the center of Raleigh because land has just gotten expensive. So the less expensive the land, the larger lot sizes we can do, the lower base prices we can do. So that's a general theme that you're going to see. If we're coming in closer into town, if we do have those options, they'll likely be townhomes or smaller lots. So starting out on the right-hand side, the CRF, that area right there is Flowers Plantation in Clayton. So if you're not familiar with Flowers Plantation, it's a big master plan community. There's like 40 different neighborhoods in that one area. And it's got county taxes because you're not in city limits. You're using the Flowers Plantation services. And so you have got so many amenities. There's a YMCA there where you can very affordably join the pool. There's another community pool just down the street from Flowers Plantation that you can join. There's walking trails and biking trails. You can have golf carts there as long as you register them and have insurance. And then there's restaurants and nail salons and hair salons and shops and Publix and Harris Teeter. This is a place where you are buying because you want to have that lifestyle where you don't have to leave if you don't want to. And so we have single family homes and we have townhomes there. And so we have a really good mixture of different price points and different lifestyles. So we definitely have those options there. And then over in Anger, we have our Tanglewood community in downtown Anger. This has been really successful so far. We're just getting started into the new model, and I think we're pretty well along there in sales. And so this is going to be some of your more affordable options while still giving that city feel, because you can walk just less than a mile or bike over to the park, the Jack Marley Park with the dog park and the disc golf. And again, you've got restaurants, bars, breweries, all kinds of things that you can get into in downtown Anger and still be within 45 minutes of Raleigh. The Flowers Plantation area is about 30 minutes, 35 minutes to downtown Raleigh. Just below that, you'll see Bowie's Creek Townhomes. These just came online. So this is very, very early information. If you're interested in these, they do start at $240. This is just by Campbell University. It's the Lillington area. So again, about 45 minutes or so to downtown Raleigh, but this is going to be a really awesome opportunity for people. So definitely let us know if that's something you're interested in. And then we're over here in Benson Village. And so a lot of times people look at a map like this and they think that Benson is going to be further away commute time wise to a place like Raleigh. Realistically, it's not though, because you can see it's right off of 95 and the intersection of 95 and 40. So the commute time from Benson to downtown Raleigh is actually about the same as it is from Clayton to downtown Raleigh or the Flowers Plantation area to downtown Raleigh. It's actually a little bit shorter than Tanglewood and Anger is to downtown Raleigh. And depending on what parts you're going to in the Triangle, it's really similar as both those places to different parts of North Raleigh, RDU, RTP. So it's super convenient. That's one of the biggest pieces of feedback that we've gotten. It's right outside of downtown. And I'm sure we're going to go over more of this specific to Benson Village. But this is currently where we're selling, and you'll see more and more of these popping up from us. Anything you want to add here, Arielle?
Yeah, just a friendly reminder too that once you've found a True Homes representative that you like working with, we are able to cross-sell. So we are able to help you in all of our True Homes neighborhoods, whether it's me and Nicole or maybe another on-site that you've been working with. So if you ever have any questions True Homes related, always like, please don't hesitate to reach out to me and Nicole or whoever your True Homes onsite is that you typically work with.
Okay. So specifically Benson. Arielle?
Sure. So downtown Benson, if you're not familiar with it, Benson's slogan is actually the center of attention. And when I first read that, I was like, the center of attention, what does that even mean? Like, why would a town pick that as their slogan? And once I looked into it, I realized why. It's because Benson is actually right at the crossroads, like Nicole said, of 95 and 40. And if you're, if you're like me, I was like, oh yeah, 40 goes east and west and 95 goes north and south. But actually 95 goes all the way from Maine, and I think it even goes into like Canada a little bit, all the way down to Miami. And then 40 goes from the coast, all like from coast to coast, all the way from North Carolina coast to California coast. So it literally is the center, like the crossroads of the United States. So what's really great about that is that if you are someone who likes to commute to the beach, to the mountains, to New York, to Virginia, to Florida, any of those areas, this is going to be extremely convenient for you. We like to say from here in Benson to the beach in Wilmington, 90 minutes, toes in the sand. So you can, if you like to go out to the beach a lot or you do have a beach home, Benson is a very popular place to live because it's so convenient to both Raleigh and the beach. So that is a really great piece about why it's called the center of attention. And then also Benson is exactly halfway between New York City and Miami. So if you are somebody who travels to those locations a lot, maybe you have family there or something, just know that if you live in Benson, you're exactly halfway.
Awesome. Okay, so this is something that we are very excited about. We spent a lot of time getting to know the community in Benson and getting to know the businesses, the Main Street businesses, because we are right outside of downtown. So as you can see right here on the left-hand side, you can see where Benson Village is. And then you've got all your downtown areas. And we have highlighted some of our favorite places, some of the places we really think people should be aware of. A lot of times when people come into these smaller towns as they're growing, they don't realize how much stuff is already there. And one of the benefits to a downtown area like this is you got small businesses and you get the opportunity to support some really awesome small businesses, and it's not just chains. So we've got a section for restaurants and brewery. There is a brewery just downtown. And another thing to note is that this community will eventually connect to this existing neighborhood right here so that you can get through into downtown completely on sidewalks. And Benson Village is also connected to close enough to the downtown. Oh, go back. What happened? Go back. The downtown area that you can ride your golf cart through downtown. That's something that you can do in Benson as long as it's insured and registered. So you can take a bike, you can walk, or you can golf cart downtown, get some ice cream, get a beer, go check out movie night when they're doing movie night in the park. They have the Benson Little Theater. You've got all kinds of gyms, nail salons, hair salons, 2 grocery stores, 2 gas stations, 2 pharmacies, Ace Hardware, the dollar store. I mean, everything that you need is right there. So a lot of people just don't realize that with this part of Benson just not being developed yet. Sometimes people have heard of Benson because they're more familiar with the McGee's Crossroads area. And that area is just not going to have the level of amenities and things to do as what you have in downtown Benson.
Absolutely.
Okay. Arielle, you want to talk about Mule Days?
Yeah, so one of the fun things that Benson has been doing for the past 74 years is called Mule Days. Sometimes people in Raleigh area have heard of this, sometimes it's new, but basically, and the bullets to the side are what I pulled off of the website, but the Benson Mule Days is one of the largest annual festivals in North Carolina, and it's been going on, like I said, for about 74 years now. The mule is a local, I don't know how you want to describe it, like a
mascot almost.
Yeah, a mascot for sure for downtown or for the Benson town. So at Mule Days, it's almost a week long, but the main events happen on the weekend. They have everything from rodeos, mule competitions, arts and crafts, food vendors, dances, carnival rides, camping, parades, bluegrass shows, musical concerts. And during this time, it draws nearly 30,000 people to the area. So over the course of 4 days, the town basically like is 10 times bigger than it normally is just for this one festival. And people do come from quite a ways. I know that some people come from the beach, from Virginia, from the mountains to come out to this festival. And the parade on Saturday is really the highlight of the festivities as well. They've got local bands, floats, they've got classic cars and antique tractors that are a part of it, beauty queens, and then people bring their horses, mules, buggies and wagons, and they're able to ride them through downtown Benson. It's just a really fun kind of like throwback to the farming culture that has been here for so long.
And I actually used to come to this a lot growing up in the Raleigh area, and we always had such a blast. It was so much fun. It was a highlight of our year. So I'm really excited to be down here in Benson now and being a part of the community. But regardless, like, you have to come check this out first of all. But this is really cool for your people to know, or for you to know if you're considering purchasing in the community, that there are so many fun things and events, and they do a regular rotation of things, especially in the summertime. Like I said, like the movies in the park and stuff like that. Okay, so now we're going to go into a little bit of market data. So specific to Johnson County and Benson, in 2023, the months of supply in Johnson County was hovering at just 2 months, and severely constrained is below 3 months. So it's a recap of all of 2023. And in 2023, the median days on market in Johnson County never exceeded 4 days, and it hasn't been above 5 days since early 2020. So this area is definitely continuing the trend of being in high demand. In 2023, the percentage of list price to sale price was between 95 to 98% in Johnson County. It has only dipped below 95% one month in 2023 since before 2019. So again, we're trending to where people are staying close to that offer or that list price on their offers, or even above, because as you guys know, if you're agents, a lot of times when you come in, 95 to 98% is taking into account things like distress listings, that bring that down a little bit. Price appreciation in Johnson County over the last 12 months averages about 3%, which is the same as Wake County. The months of inventory under 400,000 in Benson is 2 months, and it's getting worse. This is something we're definitely feeling, Arielle and I, especially in our part of Benson, where Benson Village is in downtown Benson. There's almost nothing on the market. If you want to be in this part of the area, you're going to areas where you're a little bit further away from the highway, and honestly a little bit more expensive, especially from a price per square foot perspective. So the months of inventory in Benson in 2024 started at less than 4, now is under 3, and it's getting worse. So one of the things you can think about here is a lot of builders were holding on to a lot of quick move-in homes or spec homes at the end of last year, and that kind of inflated the numbers for months of inventory. And then now, as we're getting into the spring market, it's getting severely constrained. In January and February, True Homes sold about 25% of the total home sales in Benson. So this particular community is serving a very big piece of the market that just doesn't exist. We're creating the inventory for people who are very excited to be here. We have not found that we have a problem selling these homes at all. People love the idea of being like 35 minutes to downtown Raleigh and being in this price point. And I think this data just shows that that trend is going to continue.
Mm-hmm. So if you are an agent and you're working with clients who, have continued to say, I don't know about Johnston County, I prefer to be in Wake County, those kinds of things. This is some great information to know, or even if you're considering moving to Johnston County, this is some good information to know that as the land becomes less and less affordable in Wake County, and honestly just harder and harder to find, Johnson County has been a huge benefit to people in this area, and they've found that they're able to get what they're looking for in their price point, and Benson Village is a big part of that.
Yep. So specifically going into your new community at Benson Village.
Yeah, so we're going to walk you through kind of the decisions that a client might make during doing a client build. Now, if you're interested, or if your clients are interested in a quick move-in home, we would kind of still go over this information, but we kind of shift right to the homes that they're interested in. So the first decision that a client would make as a client build is what home site they would want to build on. So the neighborhood map is shown here. So it's a total of 165 homes. We're located, like Nicole said, on that little map, just off Highway 27. If you're familiar with downtown Benson, if you just take Main Street west towards 50, you'll pass the 50 split and where the mule statue is. And we are just about a quarter mile down on the left. And like she mentioned, we're just a few blocks from downtown Benson. So it's very easy to get there, whether you walk, bike, golf cart, regular car, whichever way you want to get there. All of all the 165 home lots are going to be about a third of an acre. Some of them are a little bit larger. And we are currently selling phase one. So if you take a look at this map, that first vertical street on the left-hand side, that's where phase one ends. Yep, right there. And so that first street, when you enter Benson Village Drive, all of the lots on that street have been accounted for, meaning someone's either purchased them to build on, or we do have some quick move-in homes. Those are the ones highlighted in green. The street at the top there, that cul-de-sac street, a majority of those lots have been sold, but we still have a few left available for people who want to build. And then after that, we'll be moving to the cul-de-sac street at the bottom there. Yep. And we'll have a few quick move-in homes as well as some other client build lots as well. For the community itself, the HOA dues are going to be $600 paid once a year, so it equates to about $50 per month, and that includes, entryway maintenance, sidewalks throughout the entire neighborhood on both sides of the street, as well as the community pool, which you can see it's kind of right in the middle there. Our developer is the one putting the pool together, so the intention is that it will be open for summer of 2025, but we will continue to provide updates on that. And if your client, or if you or your client is interested in doing a client build, we are currently quoting a 6 to 9 month build time from when you sign the contract to when you'd close.
Okay, awesome. So we've referenced this a few times. We said there's a lot of floor plans, guys. There are 19 floor plans, which makes 53 different variations of those floor plans. Now, we do not want you guys to try to be the expert on this because you have too many other things that you have to be the expert on. So your best bet is to call us, talk to us, figure out what we have, make sure that we have a viable solution, and then set an appointment and come in and talk to us. If need be, if somebody's relocating or something, we need to do a virtual, we can do that too. But we want to help you narrow that down. That's where we are the experts. So we know what questions to ask and how to walk somebody through visualizing the different options so that you can take this big range and narrow it down to just a few solutions, and then they can decide which is the best solution for them. Some of the things that make us really different than most other communities like us, where you have a builder doing a large community and not just kind of one-offs or a smaller community, we have ranch options. So we have 3 ranch options. All of them can be done as a full, just regular ranch, no upstairs space, or have a bonus room upstairs, or have a bonus room, a bedroom, and a full bathroom upstairs. We have our owner down 2 stories. And actually one of these is really, really popular for being like a dual primary suite where you have one upstairs and one downstairs. We have a couple people that bought that way. And then your pretty traditional 2 stories where all the bedrooms are on the 2nd floor, but we can accommodate a lot of things on the 1st floor, like sunrooms, guest bedrooms. I mean, we have a lot of different options. So we're going to also go into some of the different things that we can do in this community that are a little bit different than just what's in the floor plan. And all of our floor plans fit on most, if not all lots. There's a couple that might have a special fit to them, but we've usually picked out what's going to go there to avoid any confusion. So usually when we have a client build lot available, we can do a pretty wide and pretty long build pad is what it's called, which is the maximum space that we can build on that lot and accommodate all kinds of options.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I get this question somewhat often. I'm sure Nicole does as well, is like, okay, we like this lot, like what floor plans do we have to choose from for that? And unless, like Nicole said, unless there's something a little weird with the pad size, which there are a few lots like that, but most of them aren't, we do not assign floor plans to specific lots. As long as it fits, we'll build it. So that gives you a lot of variety there as well. You're not locked into one specific floor plan just because you like a specific lot.
Yep. And that is something that some builders are doing. They're controlling very much so they're telling you that you can customize and pick things out, but you can't pick which floor plan goes on which lot. That's not a problem here. So going into our range plans, we have our Montcrest, our Vale, and our Broderick. Honestly, the Montcrest is our top seller. And then I'm gonna let Arielle break down the ranches because she gets like super excited about this.
Yeah, it's funny because me personally, like I'm not a huge ranch fan for like my personal life, but I love talking about the ranches just because we have so many great options and they really can fit almost everyone's lifestyle. So as Nicole said, the Montcrest is one of our top selling plans. All of the plans that you can see have the ranges for the bedrooms, bathrooms, and the square footages. And as you mentioned, all three of our ranches, the Montcrest, the Vale, and the Broderick, can all be done as single level ranches, a ranch with just a bonus room above. And in that bonus room, we can keep it open. We can make it a bedroom with a full bath and a closet. We can just add a full bathroom. We could just add a powder room. So there's a lot of variation to be done up there. Or we can do what I like to call the fuller upstairs, which is a large loft, a good sized bedroom, a full bath. And sometimes we can even add additional finished or unfinished bonus space off of that. So that's why you can see some of these ranch plans, especially like actually all of them, can go up to almost 4,000 or over 4,000 square feet if you're adding all of those additional upstairs features. The Vale is our more contemporary or open floor plan of our ranches, and our Montcrest and our Broderick are kind of like little and big brother. They look almost identical in the layout, but the Broderick is just a little bit wider. So it does give you just a little bit more square footage, especially when you start doing some of those upstairs options. The Broderick also has a really great, and the Vale both also have really great dual owner closets, which I know sometimes closet and bedroom space can be a little tighter on ranches, but no worries with those two. We're able to accommodate that.
Awesome. Okay, so some of our owner suite down 2 stories. We've got our Devon, our Wayne, and our Wakefield. And so as you can see, these are starting out very cost effectively if you take a look at price per square foot. So we've got everything from 21 to 2,400 square feet to up to almost 3,600 square feet. And the Wakefield is the one that we see probably the most when people are trying to do a real dual primary suite kind of thing going on. But as Arielle mentioned, we can also do it on the ranches very easily. And this one also will give you like multiple game room spaces. You can do a 2-story great room if you want to. So really good options with the Wakefield. The Wayne, we find that people love the openness in this floor plan. They love the huge kitchen island. Even though it's an owner suite down, it doesn't feel cramped. They've got a really awesome bedroom space, as well as having the laundry on the first floor and all of these. And then the Devon is an option that we come to a lot because it's a great value. It's got awesome space. You can do a lot upstairs. You can add finished or unfinished storage space, which actually the Wayne includes the unfinished storage space over the garage. But with the Devon, you can add that as well. And you can actually get up to 4 bedrooms there and up to 5 bedrooms with the Wayne or the Wakefield.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a good example too of when like a ranch and a half or an owner suite down 2-story is a good fit for a client is like Nicole said, besides the dual owner suite, maybe someone has, older kids or maybe like college age kids who are only coming back to the home sometimes, or they're not planning on living in the home for a long time. Having that additional larger bedroom and full bath upstairs is a really nice benefit, especially in that scenario. So that's where we find the owner suite down 2 stories and ranches to be very effective, unless, specifically for those kinds of situations.
Awesome. And we have quite a few of our 2-story.
Yeah, so starting off with our traditional 2 stories, and like I said, traditional 2-story just means most, if not all, of the bedrooms are upstairs, including the owner suite. Of course, a lot of our plans can accommodate a first floor guest suite if that is something that you're interested in. But our Hudson is going to be our most cost effective, our kind of like our starter 2-story, starting right now at $305, and it's got 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths at 2,100 square feet. Then our Jasper is kind of the next size up from that, and we also have a Wagner as well. This one's kind of a little bit of a different floor plan in general. It's it's very open, but still has very good separation of or designation of the spaces. And this one has a really cool, just open kind of sitting area when you first enter the home. So if you like kind of that more formal sitting room feel, or maybe you like having just like a big hangout area in addition to your great room, the Wagner could be a good fit for you.
For sure. Okay, so now we're getting into our mid to high 2,000 square foot plan. So the Lennox, this is actually our model home. We have a contemporary Lennox home here. And then that one's kind of starting in your low to mid 300s and can get up to 2,500 square feet. The Huntley is like a big sister to the Lennox. It's got some features that the Lennox may not have. So like if somebody really wanted to have a guest bedroom down but loved the Lennox and the feel of the Lennox, the Huntley might be a really good option. The Kipling is where you're going to get a lot more variation going on and several different options for doing guest bedrooms downstairs, or even hearth rooms, and if you don't know what that is, it's the room that looks like a sunroom with a double-sided fireplace. You can also do sunrooms. I mean, you can do so much with all of these plans. And obviously, as you get larger, then you have more space that you can do customizations with. So anything you want to add about any of these plans, Arielle?
No, I think you covered it.
Cool.
All right, and then lastly, we've got our traditional 2 stories at over 3,000 square feet. This is going to start off with the Hope, which is right at 3,000 square feet. This is a newer plan that we just rolled out, which is really, really great. We also have our Riley and our Winslow. Those are both going to be around 3,000 to 3,500 square feet. And you'll notice a pretty big square footage range on those. The Riley and the Winslows have options to do a 3rd floor. So if you have someone, or if you're coming from the north and you're used to having a basement, and here in North Carolina, basements are very, very difficult to find. They're very expensive to do. A 3rd floor might be a great alternative to that. And those usually have a huge, bonus space. A full bath is optional, and then a bedroom up there as well. So that's why those square footages can get quite large on those plans. And then lastly, the Calgary, which starts out at our largest square footage, just under 4,000 square feet. And this one is a newer plan as well. And you can see that one comes with 5 bedrooms. So that's really nice. We forgot to mention on the maps for the neighborhood, but we are on city sewer and water. So even though we have the larger lots, we can accommodate these homes that are 5, even 6 bedrooms if you really wanted to max it out. And you don't have to worry about a septic or the septic max out.
Yeah, and one of the nice features about the Calgary too is if you're looking for a scenario where you have a guest bedroom downstairs with a full bath and a separate half bath and a huge pantry and a study, and you want that bedroom to be a really good size, this is a winner of a plan. It hits all of those things, plus it has a massive kitchen. So we have these options for your clients, and a lot of people just don't think they exist. So definitely let us know if this is something that your clients may be interested in. Oh, no, go back.
And then lastly, we're going to talk about our 50-foot wide plans. So if you've been to a True Homes community in the Raleigh area, we really haven't had the opportunity to do these 50-foot wide plans much at all. Typically, we've had these, or True Homes has had these plans for their on your lot communities, which has been more in the Charlotte area and at the coast. Well, the difference between a 50-foot wide plan and a 40-foot wide, which the rest of the bar plans are 40 feet wide, is that when you walk in the front door, you're going to have 2 formal-ish spaces to your right and left. It might be a study, a formal dining room, a sitting room, for example. So these floor plans, because they're 50 feet wide, are going to have a much more elevated, extravagant kind of feel. They're going to feel more like what you would get, the plans you'd see at like a custom builder, but at a much more affordable price point with us. So here we've got the Bedford, the Kemp, and the Drake. These are plans that not only are they terrific square footages, at least 3,000, getting to over 4,000 square feet, but there are a lot of options with these homes. So you really can customize this to be exactly the way that you want it. And we've had a lot of fun working with these plans recently. I know we've had a couple of clients building the Bedford and the Drake, and we're really excited to be able to have these. This is a game changer for the price point that we're in.
Yeah, and most of the time with most builders, for clients to start getting into these style of plans, they're spending 500, 600,000 or more. So this is just a unique opportunity for people who want this feel. Another thing is like with the Drake, for example, and the Kemp, I believe you can get the third floor options, and the Drake can actually get up to 7 bedrooms, depending on how you do all those options. So again, going back to Arielle's point, being on city water, city sewer, there's no limitations on that. So you can really do it how you want to live in it.
Mm-hmm. And this next slide is going to show the floor plans just for the first floors of some of these 50-foot wide plans, just to give you an example. These plans also typically have different options, structural options than some of our other plans, and some different things that are already included. So you'll notice with both of these plans, when you walk in, you know, on one side, you've got either a living room or a study. To your right, you've got the formal dining room. These ones tend to sometimes have the laundry room on the first floor, but we can move it upstairs depending on the client's preference. You'll see the huge great room. The plan on the right, you see that huge study in the back. We have a lot of options there if we wanted to do a first floor guest suite or a hearth room or something else instead. Both of these come with butler's pantries already included. The plan on the left even has a cool morning room off of the back, and an additional bedroom and full bath can be added next to that. And that plan also comes included with a covered back patio or porch. And just really big, nice open kitchens and huge garages. So this is just an example to give you a visual of what a 50-foot wide plan looks like. Again, in our price point and you know, and our locations and stuff, our competitors are not offering this. Some of the plans aren't even 40 feet wide, let alone 50. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be a huge, like I said, this is a game changer plan for someone who's maybe been looking at custom but doesn't have quite a custom budget, or they really like just that extravagant, huge feel.
Yeah. Okay, so exteriors. Most builders, when you go in, not only are they limited on how many plans they have and the options that they have structurally, and sometimes they don't have design studio anymore, but they're limited on their front exteriors. Like even a builder who would say that they have more options, maybe has 5 to 8 for each floor plan. Each one of our plans has roughly 20 plus exterior options to choose from, and it's going to be based on what's important to the client, where they want to put their money in their budget. There's always one that is included, so they do not have to spend extra money on the front exterior just to get the house. But we have stone and brick options, as you can see with our Drake floor plan on the bottom. You can get a full stone or brick option, which is really unique again for our price point. Full cover front porches are available, included on some of the plans, and some of them you can add them when you're choosing your front exterior. You choose your color selections when you actually go to design studio. And we don't allow the same plan or with the same front exterior to be built next door or across the street from each other. And the same thing with the colors. We don't allow the same color of the home across the street or next door to each other, because we are really big on making sure that our neighborhood doesn't look cookie cutter. You're not going into a production builder accidentally turning into your neighbor's driveway because everything looks the same and you didn't know which house was yours. It's going to be very clear that this is your home. It's unique to you.
And one more thing I want to point out with the exteriors, the exterior that you see on the bottom there, it has a piece that's highlighted in orange. A lot of our exteriors, we can do more of a 3D look and add bumps. This one in this case adds a 1-foot bump to that section of the second floor. So we can add 1 to 2 feet on the first and or second floors and give it a very, like I said, 3D textured feel. We've all seen some of those houses we've been driving around and the fronts are just super flat and it's not very appealing from the curb. So we do have options for people who are really interested in having nice curb appeal and having that more 3D look.
Awesome. So we talked a little bit about structural options, but some of the big ones that we see and we talk about a lot, exterior structural options. We can do 3-car garages on most of our plans out here. And aside from the 50-foot wide plans, any of the other ones that may not be able to accommodate a 3rd-car garage can definitely accommodate a garage side bump, which will give you more storage space. A lot of times we have garage extensions. There's a couple plans where we can actually move the garage forward like 8 feet. So that can give people who can fit in the garage door with their truck, but it's just not long enough for them. That is a really good option for somebody who wants to park their truck in the garage or just get more storage space so you can fit more stuff in the garage. We can do garage access doors covered in screened porches. Some of the additional changes to the spaces within the home, we can do studies, we can do first floor guest suites, we can do bedrooms, sunrooms, hearth rooms, sitting rooms off of the owner suite. This is a really popular option with our Montcrest, for example. Multiple second floor options, meaning we can actually reconfigure the way that the walls are. It's predetermined options, but you see maybe 3 or 4 different ways you can do the upstairs. We can do bumps to the great rooms on the back of the house. We can do bumps to nooks. We can do bumps to the owner suite bedrooms when they're on the first floor, giving people more space. Some of the interior details that we can do raised or coffered ceilings. Those are the ones that go up. You have the beams and you have the crown molding and the recessed can lights. We can do tray ceilings. We can do fireplaces. We do have the option to do propane out here. We don't deliver the propane, but we'll get everything stubbed out. You can purchase the appliances through us. And we just don't do it for the whole house heating, and we don't do it for the water heaters, but for pretty much the cooking system. So like your range and then fireplaces, we can do that. And then also we can add new doors. We can look at some custom options, like if somebody really wanted a door coming off of their sunroom rather than coming off of their nook or something like that to go to their covered porch. We can add additional windows when they're marked up on the collateral on the floor plan. So there's somebody who really wants natural light, they can get that. Bathrooms, we can add additional bathrooms. This is a big one. So we can add Jack and Jill bathrooms sometimes. We can just add an additional ensuite bathroom in a bedroom sometimes. We can add additional powder rooms. Again, in our Montcrest, this is a popular option when people want to have that second bathroom that's in the ranch be for their guests or the people who are living there with them who are going to use that full bathroom, and then add the powder room for people who are just coming and visiting for the day, coming to dinner, something like that. We've got luxury baths. That's where we separate the shower and the garden tub. Showers or garden tubs in the hall baths. Luxury showers. This is your fully tiled shower with a built-in bench either on the back wall or the side wall. You get a rain head shower head in addition to the regular shower head and 2 recessed can lights and a frameless shower door. We can add water closets, extended and separate vanities. So really some nice custom elegant finishes that we can do on the structural side. These are pictures of some of those options. So for example, this is our Montcrest that we keep referring to. This right here is 100% of why it's so popular. It's got a covered front porch included, a covered back porch included. It can go up to 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms. You can do the raised ceilings. You can do an extended covered or screened porch. You can just leave the included covered porch and screen it in. Or right here, you can get rid of the porch and you can add a sunroom to give yourself extra square footage and then make this feel nice and open and big. You can extend your nook back. You can take the dining room and make it a study or another bedroom. You can make this bedroom here a sitting room that connects to the primary suite, and then all kinds of bathroom options. And right here, you can see the powder room option that we talked about. You've got options for 4-panel sliding glass doors, 4-panel French doors, regular French doors. I mean, we have all kinds of options. And this is one of our least expensive plans in the community. So it's an awesome value. All right, Arielle.
Yeah, for sure. So next we're going to talk about the design studio experience. Feel free to play the video. I don't know if the sound's going to work or not, but at least it gives a good visual. So like I said, once clients go under contract, they're going to pick out their lot, their floor plan, their exterior, their structural options with me and Nicole. And then after that, they're going to go to the design studio. It's located in Apex and work with one of our interior designers. As Nicole mentioned, they're not paid on commission. They get to purely be there to help you stay in budget, pick what you like, make sure that everything looks good. So as you watch the video, you'll see a lot of the selections come up, but you'll be able to see samples of everything from flooring to cabinets, backsplash, countertops, the stone or brick if you picked an exterior with those things, faucets, fixtures, lighting. We even go so detailed as to say, hey, do you want an electrical outlet like right here? We can put one right there for you. So it's pretty detailed. They'll also have a 30 minutes with a CPI representative. So if you wanted to do some things like security systems, I think we do video cameras, what else? Any low voltage tech, if you wanted to have speakers installed or speaker pre-wires installed into the ceiling, those are all things that our low voltage tech can assist with. So it's a really great experience. And before the client even goes into the design studio, they'll have access to a tool called this True Style Guide, which is an online tool where they'll get to basically see a catalog of all of the selections and pricing. Like I said, before they even set foot in the design studios, they have a very good idea of what they're going to pick, what the cost is going to be before they get in there and, get too wide-eyed with all the shiny things. And Nicole and I, during our appointments, we always will take the extra time to meet with clients and go through what we call a wish list. So we can talk about anything that they're interested in picking. Like I said, for the floor plan, structural options, design studio, price it all out before they sign anything. They'll have a good idea of where they're going to be at price point wise. So we don't run into any like, oh no, I'm way over budget, or oh my gosh, I can't get what I want for my price point. We want to avoid that.
Okay, so this is Benson Village specific included features. So what we are really good about doing is coming in and giving people options at the base price. So if they do not have the budget to go over, they can still go and choose things and build a beautiful home. But then we have all the options on top of it. And as Arielle mentioned, we have a lot of tools and resources to help people price it out and make a wish list so that there's no sticker shock factor, and talk that through with them. So over here on the left, we've got our Benson Village included feature sheet, and it goes through everything, including the customer care experience. This is something that we take very seriously. So when are you meeting with your builder? How often are you going to hear from us? We do framing parties. So if you don't know what a framing party is, what is that? And that's where you get to invite your friends and family out when your home's still in framing, and use Sharpies and write good positive messages, blessings, whatever you would like to do in your home, and we'll order you pizza and soda. And if we can make it, we'll make it and be there with you and celebrate this new home so you can really encapsulate that for you. So I think that really speaks to our focus on client experience, the fact that we offer that to literally everybody who's doing a client build. So you do get that whole experience. And then on the right-hand side is a really nicely laid out photo of some of the most popular things that people ask about when it comes to included features. The 2 included wood stains, the 3 included stone countertops, 2 granites and 1 quartz. They included backsplash tile options, they included tile options, they included flooring options, they included faucet. I mean, it's just a nice way to kind of look at in general, if I didn't spend any extra money, what would I be getting? But then above and beyond that, as you've seen in our design studio video, we have the room for them to build in their perfect home.
This is also a really important thing to take into account when you're comparing builders and communities against each other. So I like to say, the included features are great. Whatever the included features are at the base price that you're paying is great. But what are you actually paying for? Sometimes it's not an apples to apples comparison. Not all builders include granite or quartz countertops in the kitchen. They don't all include a backsplash. They don't all include multiple colors for cabinets and carpet and vinyl. And so those are all great questions to ask. And especially in the Benson area, we found that the builders that are competing with us usually are a little bit more expensive, but they're not including a lot of the things that we include in the base price. So always asking those next level questions. And if you are ever running into a situation where you're like, I really don't even know where to start comparing this builder with True Homes, bring it to us. I'm more than happy to pull up our included feature sheet and lay them side by side and say, hey, maybe this builder is including more than us, but the base price is a lot higher, or maybe they're including this thing, but we're including 3 things. Are you really is that a big deal for you? There's a lot of good questions to ask there and information to take into account.
I think a really good example is one that we just had come up where somebody was comparing with a quote unquote custom builder. And I say quote unquote because They may technically be a custom builder, but a lot of these builders, especially in our area, are doing spec homes. So you don't actually get to pick anything, right? So it kind of takes the custom aspect out of it. But they had the very tall, 8-inch tall craftsman style trim in this home. And this home was, what was it that we figured out, Arielle? $40 per square foot more expensive than what we had available for our home. And for us, it was only $1,500 to do the same trim throughout the whole house. And so when you think about that, just because we don't include it in that price, it's because we want people who don't necessarily need that to not have to pay for it. And you can choose where you want to put your money. But even when you are going to pay for it, a lot of those builders are adding in a whole lot more than what it actually costs to do those things when they're including it. They're kind of padding their budget there.
Yep. And our structural options and design studio options tend to be very, very I don't know, realistic and cost effective for what they are, versus, and that's another way that we can help you compare other builders. If they have priced out selections for you, we're more than happy to be like, okay, what would be our similar home? Let's do similar selections and see where we end up at, because you might be surprised.
Yeah, like one of the ones that we came up recently was a 3-car garage. There was a builder in our area doing 3-car garages, but literally charging twice as much. We're on most of our plans, it's going to be less than $10,000 for us to do a 3-car garage. They were charging 20. So this is an example of where we're just going to pass on those savings that we get by being the largest privately owned builder in North and South Carolina. We have leverage over pricing, so we pass that on to our clients because we think it's the right thing to do. All right, so how to get started? What's next steps? There you go.
So this neighborhood we are currently selling. We started selling these lots in mid-December. Our model here opened February 1st, and we didn't have our grand opening until almost a month ago, so the end of February. And we are over 10% sold. I think we're about 12% sold at this point. So this neighborhood has been very, very popular, which is why we're trying to get this information out as quickly as possible so that more people who it might be a solution for can find out about it. So on the next slide, we talk about the best next steps if you're interested and you've made it this far with us in our presentation today is to reach out and schedule an appointment. Our contact information is here. I'll throw it in the chat window as well. But we are available for appointments. Our model home is open 7 days a week, including the weekends. Between Nicole and I, one of us is always here. But we're always more than happy to answer our phone, text you back, email you back to just say, hey, is this a good option? This is what I'm looking for. This is what we need. This is the price point we need to be in. And we'll be honest, we'll be able to tell you, hey, we have that here, or no, we don't, but maybe we have it somewhere else. And we can definitely pivot to another neighborhood if need be.
Yep.